How's it, sticklers? You're in for a wonderful episode 170. We're going to get into some Game Award nominees, Wicked, a first look at How to Train Your Dragon, and Andor Season 2. And of course, we'll get into our reviews, the finale of Penguin, and the first episode of Dune Prophecy. Thanks for sticking around.
The Joystick Show.
Aloha, and welcome to the Joystick Show, a weekly podcast where three friends from Hawaii talk story about pop culture things that bring us joy. Shakas Mahalas for checking us out. If you can, please like and subscribe on any and every podcast platform. Also, on YouTube, a 5-star review is greatly appreciated and helps us out a ton. I'm your co-host Drake, and that's Thomas.
What up, what up?
And that's Scott.
How's it?
And welcome to episode 170 or 170. And we're getting episodes in left and right. And why don't we just go straight into the news? We have some Game Award nominees. Thomas, why don't you kick us off? Why don't you tell us some of your favorites?
Yeah.
In the nominee Kyle.
What's funny?
Kyle.
Kyle. Is he
Let's
here?
look at the nominee, Kyle.
Yeah. All right, Kyle. Thanks.
Over to you, Kyle.
Imaginary.
Oh, yeah, it's thanks for tuning in, bro.
Man,
we got
Kyle's a
games
freaking real
and
bro, dude.
Yeah, dude, just fucking
dude.
run out.
Dang.
Game
Games
bro.
this year have been pretty fire, bro. They've been fire
dude,
left and
sick,
right.
dude.
dude.
No cap, bro.
I just joke when I wear my
Dead
hat. If I
ass.
turn it backwards, I look like a dude
Kyle.
that might live in Boston named Kyle. Like,
There you go.
That would
Yeah.
be
Wait,
a,
this is
a
real?
fun.
Yeah.
That'd
You
be
really
fun.
do this?
I just
nice.
I could grab my hat and show you. I look like just like some rat. Like I could just
Yeah,
blend
do it.
into a frat. Like I'm just like Jason Bourne. Just where'd he go? I'm just like drinking a beer. Like what's up, dude? You know. I could grab my hat and show you.
Wow.
I'm gonna do
Go
it.
get
Hold on a
it.
sec.
All right.
Yeah,
go ahead,
go
Kyle.
get it. Yeah, for audio listeners, yeah, he is getting up. He's going to get the
Putting
Kyle
on a
hat.
His hat is a flat brim, and now he
Looking
looks like
Shane Gillis, dude.
yeah, he
What's
looks like
up, bro?
he chugs beers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. So what frat are you in, bro? Oh, he can't hear us because
he
there's
doesn't have the
Alpha,
headphones
alpha,
on yet.
alpha, bro. all I do.
Alpha, dude. God damn, dude. Triple A, dude.
Okay, that's all we do here, dude.
Wow, did you recently pledge, or are you legacy, or
All my life, been here.
all your life, dude?
Yeah,
All
born
7
and
years
raised,
of
dude.
college?
Born and
Oh,
raised.
wow. Dang, dude.
Yeah,
All
dude.
right.
The alpha.
Yeah, Alpha.
He came
Wow,
out of the womb
dude.
doing keg stands.
Yeah, dude. That's
Just
fucking
right
lit,
out.
dude.
The doctor grabbing you by the legs as you shot out.
Yeah,
and was just like,
dude.
hit this, dude. They put a little like nipple on it, like a bottle, but
It's
just
for
from the tap of the
drink.
keg. Holy shit, this got
Really
derailed.
Wow.
Derailed.
Yeah. Well, the Game Awards aren't going to be this fun.
Okay.
It is coming out on December 12th. It's a Thursday.
Ooh.
And there were some cool games last year. The Game of the Year nominees are Astrobot, Balatro, never heard of it, Black Myth Wukong, couldn't get past the giant rock baby, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree, didn't want to play the regular version, was too damn hard, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I played it when the original came out, didn't need to be reborn.
Wow.
Metaphor Refantasio, don't know what that is. So, yeah,
Game
I
of
don't
the
know.
year? Wow.
Do you know like some of those other games? I mean, I know Astrobot and,
Yeah.
and Black Myth, but
All the things you said, I would say, I don't know. IDK. Pass.
Okay.
No, thank
Okay.
you.
yeah, nay, zilch. I'm out of here. Yeah, so I think that, it seems like Astrobot is like, people have really been digging it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like PlayStation-y things in that world, and people are like, it's surprisingly really good. I'm pretty sure we got it as the free game too when we got our PS5s, right?
We got a demo version of that, and then they built a full Mario-esque game like it now.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
Cool.
it's a full-fledged game. Yeah, I've been hearing good things, and it's probably because kids and adults can play it, so you got like a way bigger audience versus some of those other games. Shit. Like
That's true.
Elden Ring and Wukong, that's like only going to be very niche type of group playing.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true. I mean, you got a big niche market,
Masochists.
but that's like adults. That's
Yeah.
definitely like
Yeah.
like a kid. I can't even imagine. Like if I had to fight a boss, I don't know, 5 times as a kid, It was like, I'm coming
Done.
back tomorrow. Yeah. It's not happening. So if you have to fight a boss 20, 50 times in these games, I can't imagine. But, on the other side, they are all equally nominated for Best Game Direction as well. Best Adaptation. So I think these are video games that got turned into movies or shows. We've got Arcane. We've got Fallout. We've got Knuckles on Paramount. Like a Dragon Yakuza on Amazon Prime. Tomb Raider on Netflix. So, just kind of spitballing. Which one would you guys go with?
Maybe the first two. What was it, Arcane, and what was the other one?
Yeah, and Fallout.
Yeah, I'm digging those.
Super good.
Yeah.
I guess
No, agree.
Fallout. Maybe Knuckles, because the character, but I even play the game, so I don't even know.
Did you watch it? I thought you
The show?
fell off. Didn't you?
Yeah,
did
I
you
watched
start
the first
it, but you
episode, and
never
it wasn't for me.
Okay.
But that gets you a nomination.
Yeah,
For
I mean,
best
because,
adaptation?
Saw it.
I saw the first episode.
I would say Fallout then, in terms of, just
Yeah.
because, for the tomatoes.
Yeah,
That's
I love that line.
dude. Good call.
I want that to be a gift. It probably is, right?
I'll
have to
make
make
it.
that,
I'll make
yeah.
it. If you want it, I can make that.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
I have watched. I can say I've tried to watch all of these. Arcane is already tremendous. It was one of those shows like season 1 we were talking about, Scott. Like I didn't quite get it, and I wasn't really. It was like that show I put on the background and would kind of miss things. But with Arcane, it really feels like the devil's in the details, and the more you kind of like really pay attention, the more you're rewarded.
Yeah.
And season 2 is phenomenally done. It's like absolutely beautiful. So I think it would have to go between Arcane and Fallout. And Fallout was just like a sleeper hit for me this year. Did not expect it to be that good.
Yeah, exactly.
The rest of them are just okay.
Mhm.
Like Knuckles was fun enough, definitely for kids. Like a Dragon, I did watch the first episode. I probably got to give it more of a shot. But I was like, And then Tomb Raider, it just never really landed for me when I was watching that show.
That's the animated one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, see.
Next.
Yeah, next. Okay, moving on. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what gets, what wins. We'll report on it. But again, we didn't really play any of these games this year, which is pretty interesting. It's been a busy year.
Yeah.
Wicked. I think our wives will enjoy this. I've seen the play before, and I didn't love it. I know that's probably sacrilegious to people who like live theater. Wasn't my favorite. Maybe it was the night I saw it. Whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's been getting some rave reviews. It looks pretty tremendous. What are you guys' thoughts on Wicked?
From initially, there was a lot more what is it called, like media around it closer to within like the last like 4 or 5 months, and they've been putting a lot of stuff, and the commercials were kind of cool. I say commercials, but whatever they were putting on the social media,
Right.
I think there was some quirky things essentially just between the two main witches, the two main characters, and that's kind of it. And just in terms of, it's a musical, right?
Yeah.
So
Part 1.
So in general, I'm kind of jaded as it pertains to musicals. Thank you, Lin-Manuel Miranda. But
I like you snuck that in there.
Yeah.
The hate club still runs.
Yeah,
still
dude,
running.
That hate club. And so I think that there's obviously some positives to it. I mean, vocally, Ariana Grande is very good. And the story in itself, Wicked, rave reviews both on Broadway and in the book, and it was a phenomenon. So if it can translate, then for sure. So to answer the question, am I going to watch it? Probably not. I'll wait till it comes out. Would Alondra like it? Maybe, but she's recently not taken a part of Ariana Grande for her own personal reasons. But
because of one of the co-stars in the show.
I think so. That was the
Christina's on the same page.
Yep,
Yeah,
well, right,
she's like effort. Although what did win her over for Ariana Grande is that one SNL episode she did recently.
Oh yes,
she
she was
pretty damn funny in it.
She needs, as all of us are comedically inclined, she has great timing. She has great characters. She could do comedy. I mean, same thing with Drake. Drake has great comedic timing. I understand these dudes want to be taken seriously and all this other stuff, but like, start doing some stuff. Also, I've seen some shots of Ariana Grande without makeup, and that's just I just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay.
Hey, well said.
I've seen you without makeup. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Just,
Why does she look like trash
me
or
to
something? Like, what's
brag.
going on? Yeah.
No, I think it's not what I expected. I
She's
don't
taller.
expect much. Yeah.
Without makeup.
She's way taller without makeup.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
She doesn't use those platform cover up and blush. So,
Yeah.
way short. Yeah. I'll just quickly say this before jumping over to you, Scott. Right now, Screen Rant's got it at 9 out of 10. IGN's got it at 9 out of 10. I think it's like fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. It was like 7.8 on IMDb, which isn't as high, but I think that's still a really good score.
Mm-hmm.
Scott, I know Christine's pretty involved in
About it.
musical theater. Do you guys think this is something you're gonna watch?
I think so. She's mentioned here and there that she is like impressed with how it's looking. This was like, I haven't really had a conversation about it recently, but I remember her kind of mentioning that she might want to watch it. We have like a Wicked mug as well.
Huh?
Like from when she
Wicked.
watched it back. It's a Wicked mug.
When you turn your hat around, does Kyle come out and go like, "Wicked, bro?
Yeah.
This is wicked,
That's a
awesome."
Wicked cup, yeah.
Yeah. How about them apples?
Them apples, exactly. Does the witches. And yeah, she's I don't know. Yeah, I think she. I don't know. Like me per se. Like I'll watch it if she wants to watch it. It does look pretty good. Like the CG and all that stuff look pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm sure the songs would be great, and especially if the reviews are great, I'm sure it'd be a good time. But I'm not really rushing out to see that. I think I'm in the same camp with like maybe Drake, maybe not as much, but like the musicals, I'm not like I gotta see all the musicals,
Right.
But then I finally saw Wonka, or the latest one.
Yeah.
Oh, with Timothy Chalamet?
Yeah, like sometime
Don't
this
say
year.
it. Don't say it.
What are you saying?
What are you saying about it? Oh, you son of a bitch.
Did he really? That's hilarious.
More. Damn it.
Yeah. I gotta get the album to get the bonus tracks.
I have no idea. Is he
from
part of that?
LMM.
He's not a part of it, right?
No, he's not a part of it, no.
Okay. Well, it could have been better, I guess. He should have been part of it.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
No, but it was pretty good. I watched it at my mom's, and I'm like, oh, this is a pretty good movie. I'll probably watch it again through Christmas time. Like, it's better than I thought. But, yeah, so I'll probably like it. I'm not rushing out to see it, though.
God, man. Timothy Chalamet, I just feel like that dude can't miss either. Like, even his SNL stuff is just like on fire. So
Timothy.
Yeah, he's crushing. Okay, so another thing we probably will have the chance to watch, or I'm thinking we'll probably be more inclined to, is How to Train Your Dragon, the live action one. I thought that they released a full trailer, but it looks like it leaked. They definitely released some pictures after. Were you guys able to check out some of that?
There's a teaser, yeah.
Is there a teaser? Okay. Because originally when it dropped, which I think was like yesterday or maybe a couple days ago, it was leaked. So, like, I think I say accidentally. Well, it was because I didn't know. But, like, I think I put the leaked trailer on our Instagram story, not knowing it wasn't the real one. And then I think today they were like, well, it's already out there. Let's just put out the real trailer.
Let's get our numbers up. Watch it. Yeah, because it looks like
right.
What it looks like here is IGN and Universal and all these things. It was like 11, 12 hours ago. Between 11 and 12 hours ago, we got the official teaser. So.
Okay, so they did. Yeah.
I'm surprised at how good it looks, like visually. And it looks like they got Gerard Butler, right, as the dad.
The king.
Yeah. So I'm like, I hope they get him, and I see him, and I'm like, that's cool. The kid kind of looks like him. Toothless looks just like Toothless. Like I guess that's how you'd want a live action CGI dragon to look like.
Right.
It's pretty spot on.
I think they had to nail that. Like, the comparison in my mind is always like, are you going to go Sonic? The original Sonic drawing, we're like, ooh, that's just creepy. But you kind of got to cartoon it up, I feel like. And I think everybody's been doing that now, and it works, really, really well. But, yeah, I like it. It's looking good.
All right, well.
Do you not think so?
Oh, yeah.
Go
Sorry.
No, I was going to say, does it look good? Yes. Is it probably going to be good? Probably. I mean, look at what they're able to do now with CG and all the technology. And etc.,
Yeah.
etc.
But is it going to be good? Actually, it will be. Like, it
Yeah,
sounds
so
like you're going to
waiting
say
for
something
the next-
negative.
So I
And then
guess
it just keeps being
Will it be
how-
trash? Probably not.
I mean, what? All right, Kyle. All right, put on your hat. All right.
Yeah. It's
The
going to be
question
wicked awesome.
is how many times are we gonna get a live action? And granted, I am waiting for this live action Hercules because it's my favorite Disney movie. But
Underrated.
a lot of the Disney movies we've seen so far that have been live action based off of the original beloved cartoons or animated have been almost step for step verbatim, and
Mhm.
that's completely fine. I mean, obviously, if you did something like what is that one with the snow and the Let It Go? What's it
Frozen.
called? Frozen.
Yeah.
Like a live action of that could be interesting, right? Blah 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 with the singing and the blah, blah, blah.
Could be good.
But
Yeah.
but step for step, almost verbatim, like to me, it's getting to a point of like, can we change it up a little bit? And that's kind of just what I want to see. That's what I'm worried about. Are we just watching the same movie, but it's just live action, which I appreciate and I love, and I hope they continue to do that. But I also want to see a little bit of renditions. I mean, for example, when they went Mulan, and then we didn't get our favorite fucking songs, but it was, and it wasn't necessarily verbatim,
There's
right?
like
that you
4
can make that
songs in
the
the movie.
yeah. Let's get down to business.
I mean,
Christina Aguilera,
yeah.
Mirrors.
I would argue, though, that one was a pretty big departure from
Exactly.
the
Yeah, I was
other
way different.
Mulan,
Exactly.
you know?
That's the one
Yeah.
exception, and maybe that's why they're going, page for page verbatim. But at the
Yeah.
same point in time, that was I believe that was a lot more Chinese orientated and pushing towards like the culture of China versus actually trying to make Mulan fun, right?
Right.
Or even like Aladdin, where they kind of took some liberties on certain things, but you can't replace Robin Williams. And so there were some certain things that they didn't necessarily do well beat for beat. So I understand where they're coming from if they're trying to do the same things. But things like Lion King, right? Lion King was just better animated Lion King. And what they're gonna do with Moana, what they're gonna do with Hercules, what they're gonna do with Lilo and Stitch. Like Lilo and Stitch being what it was, it's gonna be interesting to see what they're gonna do. Are they gonna Sonic it, right? Who are they gonna cast? How are they going to play that out to be? Who are they going to have play that huge FBI guy, CIA guy at the end?
Mhm.
Right? So there's some things that I'm concerned about. And that's all well and good. To get back to the point, like, I think it's going to be great or fine. That's between fine and great. That's probably what it's going to be.
I mean, I feel like that's
there
what
you
the studio's shooting for. So,
yeah, between fine and great.
Right.
But I just if
sounds like money.
if it's going to be the exact same movie, I guess, is how can you expect your audience to go watch the exact same movie but live action?
Well, when you ask that, this are my thoughts.
Beautiful, great timing.
He was ready for this answer.
Well,
I was just
go
thinking
fuck
about
yourself.
this as you were talking about how much you hate this movie.
Okay.
Drake.
Yeah.
So this is DreamWorks', I think, first live action movie based on their property. And this, when this movie first came out, like when did the first movie come out? How old were we? Because this could be like now the kids who saw this when they were younger. This is like their first like we're going to the movies by ourselves and like this is like our thing when we were a kid. Live action rendition of what they like maybe when we saw Transformers or something like that. You know what I mean? So maybe like it's that audience. It's like that. It's like that perfect.
First movie came out in 03.
Holy crap! Really? Did it really?
20 years, yeah.
Boom! There you go.
20 years ago.
Yeah, so it's like
Jeez.
20.
Oh, How to Train Your Dragon is in 2010. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's
Oh, it's okay. I was like gonna say, was it really 20
Yeah.
years? Oh yeah, 2010 sounds more right.
2010,
But
yeah.
still,
well, yeah. So now they're like teenagers now. If like it came out right when, so if you're thinking like even if you were young and they did,
yeah.
was it Aladdin or something
Either
like
way,
that?
I think it's been enough time to where there's been separation and stuff. And I think with live action, you're gonna have to dive more into the characters in a sense because the visuals and animation you can just draw whatever, right? And it doesn't cost you necessarily too much more. But this one you have to really make sure the characters like sell you on everything. And I like that. I have more faith, I will say, than in DreamWorks in this situation than I do probably in Disney now. Because I've tried to watch some of this live action stuff, like the Lion King movie. It didn't really hit for me. We'll see what Mufasa does. I wasn't necessarily a fan of The Little Mermaid. Like, like the originals for me, maybe, I don't know. For some reason, I just like those better. So we'll see. Maybe DreamWorks has a different approach. And if I was in charge of DreamWorks, I would try to completely capitalize on everything Disney dropped the ball on. Like, well, hey, you're not gonna have Mushu in yours. Well, we're definitely gonna have a crap ton of dragons. And if you look at Toothless, like Toothless looks almost spot on and still kind of cartoony, which I think is a genius move. I think it's good. Yeah, it looks tremendous to me. This wasn't one of those movies when I saw the first How to Train Your Dragon, I was like, oh, I like it, but I wasn't like over the moon about it. I'm curious to see if this brings in a new crowd, and I think it will.
Yeah.
It's got an insane cast though.
Also, Orlando, Florida is making that Isle of Burt, right? It's the How to Train Your Dragon park portion of it. So it's they're putting a lot of money into that. They're probably banking on and I'm sure there's a lot of money in theme parks too, right? So this will probably be fun.
Yeah.
They'll get shit ton of money.
Mm-hmm. Actually, yeah. Man, I want to nerd out. I listened to Disney's investing day call, and they made money on the parks in a down year without as many people going, yada yada. So park business is still up there. Merchandise is still crushing. Yeah, why not? Bring Toothless back, bring Hiccup back. And make some cool figures for them and whatever. Stock the shelves again. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm excited. It looks good. Yeah, I'm on board with it.
I'm glad it looks good because it could have, looked real bad, and then all that money into that theme park stuff, just or DreamWorks. I like DreamWorks, so yeah.
Me too. DreamWorks is crushing it.
Maybe they have a wild robot portion of the park, a crossover.
Dude, I will cry on entrance into that park. That's probably not what they meant to do, but God,
therapy watch it and you just fuck it.
Yeah. I'm just I'm a softie these days, and that gets me. One thing that I'm really excited for that they're bringing back, which has a lot of emotional depth. We are getting Andor Season 2 releasing in 2025 now, which is crazy to think that's not too far away.
Yeah.
April 22nd, 2025. We're 5 months away from that.
God, yeah,
that's wild.
It's coming up, dude.
That is crazy.
We're already 37.
Speak for yourself.
Are we? Am I?
Pretty much.
I honestly don't know my age right now.
I've just
turned
36.
What's my age again?
I gotta check, man. I could have swore it was 36.
No, you're 36.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Because 25 is so close, or 2025 is so close, we're already 37.
Dude, you scared the crap out of me. I thought I just lost a year of my life. I was like, I'm 37?
Guys, we're already 42.
Dude, no.
You have 2 kids. Here they are.
I don't know. I was like, maybe I should have kids now. Okay, time's running out. Yeah, that scared me.
Yeah.
Andor, though, is something that I think will stand the test of time. So excited for this. Again, Andor Season 1 made my favorite Star Wars anything in the last 10 years. You guys have any thoughts on that?
I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you going to say, Greg?
No, I think it makes sense for them to... it is close. I know they didn't quote-unquote push it out, but I think with how things have been going, it'd be nice to build up a little bit of anticipation for something that we know is probably going to be good.
Yeah. And it seems like they've been having Diego Luna come out, and he was at D23 and D23 Brazil, I think, and they showed some of it. It looks awesome. The CGI in there, it's for me, it feels like an HBO level quality show compared to some of the other Disney Plus stuff we got with the Acolyte and even some parts of Ahsoka. I thought Ahsoka looked pretty good for the most part, but there's some parts where this feels like the volume and blah blah blah. Andor being shot live with natural lighting and everything is incredible. So so excited for this. I'm gonna have to re-watch it though to get caught up because. And those episodes are dense too. Those are slow burns.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be hefty, but I'm ready to do it. I can't wait for that show.
For sure. I'm hoping we see Andy Serkis and we find out that he could swim because that scene broke me.
Right.
He's like, I can't swim. I was like, no, and then everyone's like,
what?
Stop.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, talking about tearing up. I was like, no, Andy Serkis. No.
I know. Man, talk about what a character arc. He only had a few short episodes, but he wins you over so fast.
Yeah.
He's so good at it.
Yeah.
Another person that is also part of the show who plays the droid that we're going to see in Rogue One is Alan Tudyk. And that kind of two ways. So Alan Tudyk will be coming back in Andor Season 2. And today
Yeah.
we found out that he was also cast as Clayface in James Gunn's DCU.
Can I just
Hell
fucking
yeah.
Alan
say,
Tudyk.
fantastic fucking casting. Do you remember when I was like, I don't know about this new animated Batman? Like, I don't know how I feel about it. I did end up finishing it, and the individual who played Clayface was, the actor, the consummate actor. And
Yeah.
Alan Tudyk couldn't be a better casting based on the fact of his career, what he's been able to do,
Mhm.
and the fact that now he's going to play a fucking Clayface, and he's such a I'm just really enjoying this casting. If this casting was a female, I would shake her hand and say, great job,
Okay.
because beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful.
You're the master of the swerve tonight. I think things are going bad, and then they just it works.
I was like,
God,
get ready
master.
to edit. Yeah.
Right. No, you're killing it on that, and I agree.
Snap.
I was a little nervous. You,
Yeah.
you
Ready to
stuck it
edit.
out.
All right.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if he just even played just that guy, like, I'm an actor, and was just like goofy, like, that's literally him. Like, that'd be.
Yeah.
And I know he's probably gonna do something a little more unique and stuff, but he could just do that, and it'd be amazing.
Well, I really want to see him be creepy too. Like, we know he can be funny and like over exaggerated, but I also kind of want to see it at the point where he's like eerie with it. Like, has he played a creepier role? I'm sure he has, but I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, he's got so much great roles. Like, Neighbor Alien, Resident
Mhm.
Alien,
Yeah.
super good. And he's kind of an in between character. He's like almost like an anti-hero on that. From what I've
Mhm.
seen, I only watched like a few episodes, but
Yeah, A Knight's Tale, Dodgeball.
he was in The Knight's Tale. He was in
Yeah.
Dodgeball.
It's called Lance. Hello.
What
Yeah.
hasn't he been in? You know what I mean? Was he in an adult film?
Moana. He was in that.
Hey,
Was he
no, I'm just-
really?
Yeah, he was
hey.
No way.
You know that?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
No, I've
That's
never
joking.
seen Moana.
Yeah, that's
I've
right.
never seen it.
He came down to one of the cons one year down here, and he was being asked about Moana too. Like a lot of his questions, and he was like, "Guys, like if I knew, I'd tell you. I'm the voice of the chicken." Like, you know, he's
That's a
like,
great answer.
I think he was like, I went to Juilliard to voice a chicken in a Disney movie. Oh,
and he probably got paid more from that than he
Oh,
did
yeah.
anything else.
dude.
You know?
Fuck, I wish.
that's awesome.
Are him and Robin Williams in a movie together?
Ooh, that'd be fun thing to look up. I have no idea.
what is that?
I'll do it now while you continue to speak about what we're
Okay.
talking about.
So yeah, I think it's genius casting for James Gunn's DCU. One thing we can say, whether it's controversial or not, for various reasons, I think James Gunn is landing it as far as casting goes in the DCU. Like, everybody's gonna look like the character that we see on the page to some degree. And again, I think this is tremendous. But to see him go up against whoever James Gunn cast as Batman is gonna be awesome. You got an answer for us?
Yes. Alan
Fire
Tudyk's
away.
film debut, according to Wikipedia, was in 1997 in Mark Schwann's independent drama film, 35 Miles from Normal. A year later, he had a minor role in the biographical comedy drama Patch Adams with Robin Williams.
Nice. So he did.
God
All
damn.
right,
What hasn't he
that's
been in?
awesome.
Your mom.
That's crazy. Damn. That was
Unfortunately, yeah. Can you imagine if freaking Alan Tudyk was your stepdad? Would that be?
He's my dad. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sure that'd be pretty awesome.
Kind of an
that'd be
asshole.
sick, dude.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
He's just
I think
not
that'd
funny.
be probably pretty cool.
Yeah, in real life, he's just a dick.
So
Alright.
serious and not funny. Fuck that guy, dude. Hate Alan. Hate the dude.
Yeah. Dude's got the biggest dude and he's super rude.
The Joystick Show.
I think that actually, going off rude, I think that brings us into reviews.
Review.
And we'll quickly talk about it. I think we don't have a lot to say at this time because we're not that far in. But Arcane Season 2. Yeah. I'll take it away.
It's so good. Watch it. Like,
Oh, dang.
yeah, dude.
Thanks,
Nailed it.
Kyle.
Boom. Next review.
Yeah, bro. Alpha, alpha, alpha.
Wow.
Just like turn on your TV and like watch it, dude. So good.
Oh, wow. Shit, dude.
Yeah. I love it because it picks right back up where season 1 left off.
Mhm.
It's like right from the part where Jinx blows up the Capitol building or whatever. People are dying and everything. And then it's like what's her name? Vi is now kind of forced to be on like Caitlyn's side, but she's not fully there. She's kind of like fluctuating, but there's like deeper lines getting drawn and like more characters intersecting. But some of the visuals that they do in this show are some of the best transitions I think I've ever seen in an animation show. It's just phenomenal. Like they have this thing powering up, and as it powers up, it's in a ball, and then they use that ball to spin, and it turns into like the circle of the hammer, and like it's just a visually stunning, incredible show. I see 100%, and I do see a lot of similarities for people who like Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse. There is a lot of intersecting style there in it. It's not exactly the same, but in the terms of the quality and in terms of what and how much effort is putting into it, it's undeniable.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful. Like every scene is a work of art, and I think that plays like really well into the way people are reviewing it or seeing it right now. Do you agree?
Yeah, no, I do. It's like visually stunning. Like I love the voice acting, the story, the music. It's all
Dude,
great, but like visually as well. It's like the transitions. Like you get a totally different feel with just like the way an art is introduced. Like all of a sudden it's like really in your face and like aggressive, and you're like, oh, okay, now you're like with Vi, or they're doing like a flashback, and it's all of a sudden turned into like this hand drawn type of thing, and like it all just flows
or like water
so
paint.
yeah, it's like
it's
so fun to watch. Like it's crazy. Yeah.
So it's really good. I think that's we'll definitely review the whole season once it's kind of all out. I think it's gonna be on 3 parts, but part 2 just dropped, so we'll definitely kind of review it all together once it's out. But yeah, we'll wait a couple weeks.
He's excited.
So excited. Ooh, arcade.
Dude.
Okay, we didn't talk about the Penguin finale. Let's just dive into it. Drake, were you able to watch it?
I was not able to watch it.
Still?
Yeah. Sorry.
Damn.
I apologize. I've been studying things for work.
That makes sense, right?
But don't worry, one day I won't have to work.
Can't
Still
wait for
watch
that joystick
I
season.
won't have to work.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
Yeah.
Joystick season 78. Drake's finally not working.
Yep. And then here's my review on. Remember that time Penguin was still around?
Hey, Penguin was pretty good.
From
Yeah, it was
season 4,
pretty good.
episode
I'd give
100?
it like a-
170, I mean?
Maybe like an 8 out of 10, bro. 8 out of 10.
Yeah, judging on what you've not seen so far, Drake, what would you rate it, you think?
Yeah. So based off of how you rate Penguin on a scale of I want to watch it right now,
Yeah.
which would be a 10 out of like, which would be a 1.
Yeah.
I'd probably give it like a 7. Like, oh, fuck, I feel bad when I'm watching them.
It's pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
And it's I know online everyone's like best show of the year. I think that's a little bit of recency bias, but this finale was phenomenal. They 100% stuck the landing. Oz is every bit the villain that we should be afraid of, and everything that isn't equal to Batman. And they did some stuff there. And if you thought by the end of it, you know, if you had those sympathetic moments, well, I feel like they shut that door and then they bolted down.
Yeah. They're like, oh yeah, he's a villain. Like, fuck, he's a Batman villain. You know?
Right.
Yeah. It's funny,
But, I
like,
mean-
thinking back at the episode, I kind of forget all the things that led up to, like, the big parts of the end. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Right. Because, okay, we have different factors there, right? I think him and his mom are kidnapped. We see that Sophia has her, and she basically says, like, why don't you tell him? Why don't you tell me that you know that he killed your sons? And he's like, she's crazy, Mom. Like,
Oh, yeah,
don't
that was in
believe
the
her.
last episode.
Right. And she's like, I know, Oz. I know you did it. Right. And, like, he still is so delusional that he can't be like, you're right, I did. He's just like, no, she's lying to you. Yeah, he's amazing in the sense that, like, every lie he believes, or like every lie he tells, like, he definitely believes.
Yeah.
And that is like a different part of delusion. That's something that the Joker has, but it's still different. And like that's what's cool about the way they're painting this version of Oz.
Yeah, because he still thinks he's like right as well. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's
He justifies
justifying.
everything.
Yeah, he's not admitting he's crazy or anything. Like,
Yeah.
no, he knows he is. Yeah, yeah, that's right. And you get to see from the mom's perspective of talking to that guy in the neighborhood that Penguin looked up to, and he's like, "Well,
I
would
finally
people
remember it. Rex Calabrese.
yeah, Rex Calabrese. Hey, Rex, how's it going?"
How's it going?
He says like, "Oh, well, there's a couple things you can do with guys like this. Like, you can get rid of them, or you can like use them. Like, you know he's gonna be this way. Like, you know he killed your brother or your sons. So just like turn him into whatever you want him to do, because he'll do anything for you." And it's like
Right.
she sets up this whole thing. That's a I forgot. That was not coming back. So this whole thing to get him killed, and then in like a moment, it's like, I guess sort of like it's my son, but also like, maybe I will do this. I'll set him up, and he'll get all the things I ever wanted. Like,
Yeah, like I was talking to Frank about it. It's like an impossible task, right? Because she had 3 sons. Now she has 1. Do you kill your last son because you killed the 2 other ones? Or do you just try to like love the one you got as much as you can? And it's like, yeah, she does kind of use him, which is messed up. She's not a great mom by any means, but like, what was she supposed to do? Kill him too? Like, it's crazy. It is.
yeah, it is a weird
It's a
circumstance.
crazy situation
Because he's like,
right.
she kind of sees him as a monster too, right? Like, she obviously had an idea of what he might be and like what he was like. She knew that he kind of always wanted more attention, but like not to the degree of like, I guess what dips into his delusion. Like, he kind of like he killed his brothers, but he didn't directly do it,
Right.
and he's not like admitting it. Even to the end. Like, what are you talking about? Like, like what? Why are we talking about this? What are you talking about? Like, I get out of here. Like, it's just like, dude, what the fuck?
Right.
Yeah.
We saw it, but nobody else did. So
Yeah.
that's the crazy part for sure. We see Sophia is finally like, I don't care about the business. I'm gonna run away. I'm gonna burn down my family house. Like, I don't need any of this stuff anymore. And she finally has the chance to escape, but because of what she does, trying to like sell the business off to the highest bidder who can bring in Oz, it turns around on her. And instead of her getting away scot-free and getting everything she wants, she's now getting put back in Arkham. And man, that was quite the twist. That one got me.
That was cool.
Twist.
Yeah, because all the people on the lower end of the totem pole, like, were rising up, just killing all their bosses. Like, that's crazy how many they all had to do it. They couldn't be one person that was like, nah, I'm not.
Does there lie a caveat there? Because if the structure is like everybody's trying to climb back up and they're killing their boss to get to be the boss, etc., etc. And then you get to these individuals where they kind of maintain the headship and what they're willing to do. Like, where then does it go? Again, because Sopranos was such like a big thing, and it's a very similar style of storytelling. Where does it go from there? Would you say?
I mean, I think the end perfectly sets it up. We haven't got to that part yet but Oz gets everything he wants and everything he thought his mom wanted. You're gonna get me a high rise in the top of the sky, right, Oz? And he gets that for her, but because of how was she drugged or something? I forget.
She had a stroke.
Like
a really bad one. So she was almost a vegetable, right? Pretty much. But she was, but at the end you can see that she's kind of conscious of it.
Which was so twisted, man.
Yeah.
Because he's over there, he's finally in the Penguin outfit. He's got a brand new plum. It's not the Maserati anymore. I think it's a Rolls Royce. So it's kind of showing like, it's a nicer car, I guess. He's in the tuxedo. He puts the top hat down, goes to the top floor of like one of the nicest buildings in Gotham, and in the bed, kind of like Squid Games, is the mom as a vegetable, just overlooking the city. He's like, "I did it, Mom. I got you everything you wanted," and and she's just stuck in her body, stuck in the nightmare, stuck with like the monster that she hopefully thought she was going to be able to get rid of, and now she can't do anything. That to me looked like the ultimate torture.
And like you said, very like very Squid Games, like because it didn't seem like anything else was going on in that room,
Right.
and I was like, is her room literally just the view? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
God damn.
kind of crazy. And then, of course, we're gonna dip back to what he did before this, all this part, but then he goes downstairs, I guess, right? And
Mhm.
that lady who was like the lady he's been hooking up with, and then like his, all this
Yeah.
like stuff. She's now dressed up as his mom, pretending to be his mom. Like, we
Mhm.
did it, and then they're like dancing, and he's like tell me I did it, like, yeah, you
Tell
did.
me you love me.
Tell me you love
Tell
me.
you're proud of me.
Yeah, and it's like,
It's
holy
so
shit, this
goddamn.
guy is bunkers. Yeah, it was
yeah.
it's crazy. Before that,
It was a great ending though.
when the mom's in the hospital and she's like, this is where he finds out she's a vegetable and whatnot. Vic, this kid who's like from the beginning was gonna shoot Vic, and then Vic is now with him, and they get through all this stuff. Vic did a lot for him. At the end, they're sitting at this, like, looking at the river on, like, in the park, whatever, and they're opening up to each other, and Vic's like, man, you're my family, and he's like, yeah, and he like puts his arm around Vic. That's the thing, like, going like talk about family, but he's like, I can't have that, like, I can't have any weakness. Just starts choking Vic out and just murders him, and it was like, man, that was really sad, because
That was
Vic's just like,
so
please, like, please don't, like, it's just
Yeah,
very
like,
like,
oh,
yeah, like,
yeah.
and he's like,
Vic.
can't Vic, it's got in. And you're just like, dude,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you doing, dude?
No.
He just can't have any
he's-
weakness alive, because that'll be like the thing that brings him down, I guess. But, bro,
Yeah, I some people have pointed out like the only people that have kind of got close to hurting him have been family, and you see how he's treated his family, taking them all out, and very much so with Vic. Literally just chokes him out to death after everything Vic had done for him. After everything, Vic had changed his whole life and became a killer for Oz. Then Oz turns around and kills him at the end, just like, God, what a sadistic, evil motherfucker! Like, this is just, they killed it, and 100%. I want to see him get beat down by Batman for sure, but like, he's an equal. Like, he's a menace. Like, this is gonna be an interesting problem for Batman to face, I think, in the future.
yeah, like this was a crazy cool setup to like what I hope to happen now with that, because at the very end, when they zoom out and he's dancing with his not mom, you see the bat signal go off in the distance, and it's just a little reminder, like, oh yeah, fuck, Batman's here. You're gonna get fucked up, like, it's just like it's just cool. Of course, we know it's Penguin in the Gotham universe, but you never see Batman up to here. And then you're like, oh yeah, they're about to like cross paths, it seems, or it happens soon. But,
yeah, I think that was one of the most amazing things about the show is that you know you're in Gotham. There's so many things that tell you you're in Gotham, and yet there's no reference to Batman.
Yeah,
and they don't try to make a reference, and it doesn't need it. This is like one of those side stories that spins off, and it's done just super well. And I think that, man, I'm so impressed with Matt Reeves' universe. Even more so, I liked the Batman. The more I watched it, which I watched on Halloween, the more I liked that movie, and the more I'm like, God, this universe is cool. I can see it after we get Batman Part 2 and Batman Part 3. I wouldn't put it past myself to think that this is maybe better than the Nolan trilogy.
Word?
Maybe.
wait
I could
for the
see
time,
that happening for me.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for the time.
Yeah,
think-
yeah.
As it pertains to like them being able to do something like Penguin and really build out that character through a miniseries, I love my miniseries, but like I imagine what they would be able to do with the tone, the darkness, and how they would be able to kind of utilize certain aspects of. So, for example, let's say they did Selena Kyle because she did come from a wealthy family, how they would kind of utilize that upper class as we're down in the dumps now in the Gotham. So you're going from Gotham High Life into how Selena Kyle gets into being Catwoman or even Poison Ivy, to see what it's like to be a particular individual in that environment, just trying to focus on something when everything around you is kind of going and you're kind of forced into the quote-unquote anti-hero villain role. I think, to your point, the Matt Reeves universe, there's a lot of like in-depth stories that you could really build into a massive, team up with series. But that's what I like to see. I like to see series build up into a big team up movie.
Absolutely. I love it. I wish Matt Reeves would do some of those more fantastical characters. It would be so interesting.
Yeah.
Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze, Clayface,
Oh, yeah.
like all these like really crazy villains. There is a thing that's been going around online that in what is the psychologist name that Sophia brings in?
Oh,
I'm forgetting right now, but
I'll look it up.
yeah, but it's the dude from Sons of Anarchy. And if you look in one of
that
his,
guy,
if you look in his office, there actually is a glove with like a bunch of syringes coming off of it, and then there is a mask that looks like the Scarecrow.
Dr. Julian Rush.
Yes.
Rush, yeah.
Calendar Man would be interesting as well too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do like how they're building off of. They're like building the foundation of Gotham, right? The underworld, and then they can, for lack of a better idea, they can build it up into where we have this cake, and then you put Batman on top of it because Batman's already established, right? So you
Right,
already have
yeah.
this huge big cake, and you put Batman on top of it, and you watch him just kind of melt all over everything, and that would be really interesting to see because now you like Penguin, right? You saw what he got to do, you understand he's a villain, but like you have more connection to him, and now you're seeing Batman, who we know as Batman, kind of come in and kind of fuck shit up. Like that's more of a different emotional, I think, balance than we've seen in the past. So I agree with that Matt Reeves rendition.
No, I
Yeah,
completely agree with you. And it's also making it seem like Gotham is super. This isn't an insurmountable problem. Like, how the hell is he going to be able to fix this?
Nuke zombies.
Yeah, Scott.
Oh no, yeah, they were saying like maybe Scarecrow or maybe like the revision of Hugo Strange.
Oh, I heard that too.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah,
sick.
could be cool. Yeah,
But he definitely did look like he had the glove and right. So
yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, I've seen some people zoom in on it, and it looks to me like very Scarecrow, especially if you put it next to the Arkham Batman game. It looks pretty damn close. So who knows? But I thought that was great. It's kind of circling back to what you said, Drake. I really love what they did with it because in the comics and everything, Oz was pretty much like a rich kid who like wanted to maintain his wealth, and so he like robbed and stole and all that stuff. But they've changed it where he was kind of this lower end person who was like scraping by, and basically he's able to unite the underworld or like the lower people and get the one ups on all the higher up people, including the gangsters, including the Falcones and the Carmines, because he unites the people who are looked down upon and everything. I thought that was a really smart, unique take. And it's something that they kind of did with the Riddler too, where it was like those fringe ostracized people that you would think like QAnon or like some kind of crazy right wing group or something like that. And they're kind of using these like interesting ways to look at people who are looked down upon in society and using them as the platform to build up these villains in the Matt Reeves verse. I think that's like a really cool way to do it.
So I guess the big question is should they revisit Ra's al Ghul, Bane, and the League of Shadows, or even the Court of Owls?
Yeah, so from my perspective, that's a part 3. So
Okay.
part 1 is you watch the destruction of Gotham. You see a Riddler tears it apart. Now there's a bunch of factions that we just saw in the Penguin that are establishing territories, and through that we see villains popping up in those different territories. So then that leads you to part 2, where you have a different villain who's trying to kind of take over every part of the area using the division of the different territories. So I don't know if you bring in the Joker. I mean, we know the Joker's out there. You bring in Clayface. A lot of people are saying Hush. You still keep it focused. After he's got that wrapped up, I think Batman Part 3 is where you bring in Ra's al Ghul. Because now you see, now that Gotham's getting united and we've really focused on that city, how does outside forces come in and influence it? So that's what I would do. Like, oh, this thing, and then also it's truly from Batman's past. A lot of these villains, like he's meeting for the first time, sort of, in the Reeves-verse, right? But like, how did he become the guy that we know? Yeah, we've kind of seen it in the Nolan-verse. But like, how did Robert Pattinson's Batman become that? You bring in an outside force that's like, Bruce, you're doing it all wrong. Let me show you how it's done. I'm going to take over. And an outside influence affecting Gotham, I think, would be cool for the last movie.
Okay. Scott, do you have a similar take, or?
Actually, I mean that sounds pretty cool. Who do you think would be Ra's al Ghul? I'm thinking Taylor
Liam
Lautner.
Neeson. Taylor Lautner. Why Taylor Lautner?
Because he was a werewolf in
That
where he
makes
was the
sense.
Twilight.
That makes sense.
So
Yeah.
gotta be the opposite again.
I would like to see
Robert Pattinson,
what's
Taylor Lautner,
William
go at it
Dafoe
again.
as Raish.
I finally got that.
That's funny.
Okay.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
But I vote William Dafoe.
Ooh, interesting. But can he be physical? Like Raja Ghul is
He's just
very
older now.
physical.
I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
I was
well,
joking
how
like
about
Willem
Liam
Dafoe was
Neeson, but Liam
jacked,
Neeson
but
wouldn't
he's
do it.
just
Liam
older
Neeson.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tobey
I
Maguire.
should say Rip.
Oh.
Tobey Maguire. You know?
So I'm trying to think, like, is Raja Ghul, like, he has, like, I forget where he's from. Like, does he have to be, like, more ethnic? I don't know if that really matters, to be honest. But, like,
He kind of just needs to be older, stoic. He has to have a mustache.
could he be a
and-
Skarsgård? Like, that's kind of where my mind's at. Like,
Skarsgård,
could
big
we
ass
bring in a
Skarsgård, or
Yeah, one of the,
Star Wars Skarsgård?
no, like, the really famous one. The most famous one that was, like, in whatever.
Oh,
not
the
Vampire
Viking
Diaries.
one. That
Says
one?
Ra's al Ghul was an Arab.
Oh. Maybe Kamal Nagiani. I don't know if that's...
You know who would be good?
Is that
Oscar
like too
Isaac
unknown?
as
Thoughts?
Raish.
Wow, that would be incredible.
Oscar Isaac as Ra's al Ghul, because Oscar Isaac just has that fucking tone that he can push out. Like, especially
Yeah.
in Dune, as an Atreides leader, man, him as Raish would be
Dude,
interesting.
yeah, he could actually do it.
Yeah, it's true. He would be a little, which wouldn't really matter, but he would be a little like smaller because Raj should be like huge, but he would still
I mean,
crush it.
Tom Cruise could do it. He can do it.
He's Reacher, dude. Do anything.
Yeah. Tom Cruise is just constantly reaching. I don't know about Reacher.
Sail, baby. Sail.
But yeah, phenomenal season. I hope that they do another limited series. It doesn't sound like they're doing the Penguin, but like, do the Joker, do anybody else like in this style. I'm for it. I don't care. I would honestly dig if they did like multiple short limited series around a bunch of different villains.
That'd be so
That'd be
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like this is villains done right. Like looking at you, Marvel, Sony Marvel, what like
Yeah.
your villains suck, but
Yeah.
this one is awesome. So, yep, that's it for Penguin. Anything else?
Not without diving in for another hour on this stuff. So,
Yeah, dude. Emperor Penguin. Let's go.
Okay.
Quack.
All right. Who watched Dune Prophecy? Because that dropped a couple nights ago on
Oh, dang.
Max. Nice.
This guy.
What do you think?
I'm digging it so far. I know I was reading some stuff that like it's kind of slow, but it's like it's like
Yeah.
building. I love the lore. And the thing is, I haven't read the books, and I know the lore's there for me to know already, but I don't know it. So back off.
Right.
But this is cool. Like just learning more about the Bene Gesserit, Bene Gesserit, and
Bene Gesserit.
the Bene
Yeah.
Gesserit. Wow, on the Hawkins. Hey, crazy.
Sound like Jess from New
times.
Girl.
In my plum.
I don't know if I
Ah.
saw that, but that's
Yeah.
it's cool. I'm digging I want to know where it goes. I like the whole too, like when they were talking about like the take on AI and how they squashed that early on, and I was like, oh yeah, they don't
Right.
have any sort of robots in Dune. I just never thought about that. I mean, that's probably common knowledge
nice.
to people who know about Dune, but
Yeah.
I'm just like super ignorant Dune fan over here, and I'm just like, this is
Cool,
cool.
though.
I like that. Just doing that the whole episode.
Right.
Oh, sign language on the side. That's freaking cool, dude. Though when I did see that, I was like, how
That's
can she even
hilarious.
see that? It was like
Right.
you could see like a finger, and I'm like, what the fuck? Do it on the other hand, girl. But
Yeah, years of training.
yeah,
Years of
so
training,
she
I
could
guess.
just curve her vision, like
Yeah,
wanted. But yeah, I'm digging it so far.
Curved vision like wanted. That's pretty hilarious. You got me thinking about that one.
Yeah.
Just whipping your eyes around like Mr. Fantastic or
Yeah.
Plastic Man or
You
something.
can see some hand signs.
Yes.
Gang, gang.
So that You're right, though. I am glad that they showed the Thinking Machine War, or like in the books, it's called the Bolterian Jihad. The Butlerian. Why can I not say
Whoa
this?
there.
Butlerian?
Butts, bro?
Yeah,
Butts, bro?
Butlerian Jihad. There it is. Finally got
Muhammad
it.
Jihad?
Yes, but butts.
butt
And
stuff.
it was cool because yes, Dune is spun from the fact that it's 10,000 years from our timeline now, like 3,000 years, and then AIs have taken over like everything else. They're trying to destroy us, but the story doesn't start there. The story starts once the humans have re-won the war against the AI. So I like that they showed some of that because they talk about it in the books. I haven't read all of them, but I did read the first book, and it's dense. There's a lot of like crazy terminology in it and stuff, but it's always referenced, and it's thousands of years in the past. Well, this shows you like what it was like at the time, and I thought that was pretty dope. The only thing, though, again, this is 10,000 years before Paul Atreides, before anything we've seen, the Denis movies, in part 1 and part 2. But the thing that I was wondering is like the technology is pretty much the same 10,000 years later, and like the clothing is pretty much the same.
I was thinking about
And,
that with the
like-
clothing. I was like, has it just circled back that many times? Or just back in the 90s again, Like
Right.
where we're at right now? It's just like...
But yeah, I was thinking about it, and I threaded something out there, but I was like, okay, style and technology and stuff changes in our life so fast every 10 years. And think about 100 years ago, right? Like in 1920, how different everything looked and the technology and all that stuff, right? This is 10,000 years in the future with Paul. Why are things not different? Like, why have they not been able to figure out ways to bypass the shield with like guns and stuff? It's like, it just seems a little far-fetched with the show, but I don't want it to take anything away because I actually am really enjoying it. I just kept thinking about that as I was watching this
Yeah, because
episode.
especially that they say, like, this is 10,000 years ago. And then you're like,
Mhm.
this could have been now. Like, what? Like,
This
the
could have been
same.
like 6 months
This could have
before
been
part
Dune
1
1.
of Dune.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
This could have been the same year.
Right. And the only thing you're told, right, is that this is the start of the Bene Gesserit and everything. And at this time, I don't even think they're called the Bene Gesserit yet. I think they're just called Truthsayers. And you have Mother Superior Raquella kind of setting everything up and kind of training them and teaching them the ways. And then Valia comes in there. I like that story, that there was kind of some inner battling in the Bene Gesserit before it gets really established. We know that there are plans of interbreeding and creating leaders future down the line so that they control them does come to fruition because we get Paul, but of course Paul is supposed to be a girl. But it is cool to see that it wasn't an easy path for the Bene Gesserit. There's still conflict even between them. Yeah. So yeah, I dug it. I thought this was I wouldn't say fantastic episode, but I really liked it. I think more than the internet seems to have. I didn't mind how slow it was. I thought the acting is tremendous. The visual standpoint and the production, to me, is
Phenomenal.
almost on par with the movies.
Oh, shit.
What's that? Oh, almost. And like, it's not
Okay.
exactly the same. And I feel like there's moments where you can tell Denis is not involved in it.
Yeah.
But the look and the style still makes you feel like you're part of, like you're in that world.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, for sure.
Right. So, yeah, I dig it. I think that I'm going to stick it out. I really enjoyed it. It's crazy, though. There's only 6 episodes for this. That does make me feel like, not so great about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, this is a limited series.
Mm.
So that is just a weird thing, especially because HBO does like 8, 9, 10 episodes.
Yeah.
So it's weird that they chose to do 6 for it. But also, this is like now in the new Dune phase that we're in, Denis' world, just like we had Matt Reeves' Batman universe. This one is the only one that's not based off of Frank Herbert's book. I think it's based off Brian Herbert and or is it Brian Anderson? Yeah, his son. His son, which some people don't consider canon. So I don't know, but I liked it. I still really like this episode.
Yeah, it was a pretty good start to it. Yeah, 6 episodes. I wonder if it's gonna like ramp up real quick in the next 2
It's gonna have
episodes or
to.
something. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's gonna have to.
I don't want to be here at episode 5 and being like, when is it gonna?
Yeah.
get good. You know, not
Pop
get
off.
good, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna pop. It's got one more. You know.
6
Yeah.
episodes to kind of like really salivate your palate and fulfill your dreams is not a lot. I mean, do you have high hopes based off the first episode, or are you just being optimistic?
I think I'm being optimistic, but it is entertaining, and it does like if you, which is crazy too. Like think about how much of a hit Dune Part 2 was this year,
Yeah.
and like not a lot of people are digging this. A lot of people are even watching this, from what I can tell. But it does scratch that itch if you wanted more Dune, and there's a lot of political intrigue in it that reminds you of Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. So like if you wanted something to fill that void, like you have this show.
Man, can you imagine that's such a long game? You know, 10,000 years. So we're gonna plant the
Right.
seed, and then one day we'll be in trouble. Like,
That's called compounding interest, Scott.
There you go. Finance.
there you go.
Yeah, I know. Like it does make you wonder, because then does next season, like, do they just follow those characters back up, or does it jump ahead a couple thousand years, or
like the
a couple
next
hundred
couple
years even?
episodes. So yeah, you think it's gonna jump through time?
No,
Or you
no.
do a
Like if they
season
do
thing.
like a season 2,
Oh,
yeah.
I
If
see.
you do a season 2, do you
Uh.
like, jump it forward, because that is such a long time. But also they're kind of doing that with House of the Dragon in a way. It's hundreds of years as opposed to 10,000, but like. I don't know. It's just a weird choice, and maybe it makes sense because of the books. I only read the first one, but it seems like such a strange place. Because the other thing, besides the closing technology, is we have all the same names. We have Harkonnens. We're still angry at
Still strong.
Atreides.
Yeah.
They had a hate, they had this hating relationship for over 10,000 years. Like, wouldn't somebody forget at some point?
Yeah,
That's a long time. Like,
it's a long time, dude.
Their enemies
I
are
don't
reminding
know.
them. Yeah.
And that just seems so dramatic that it would take that long. Or like the fact that we see Mark Strong is the Emperor Carino, who is grandfather, or a great however many great grandfather of Christopher Walken's in Part 2. It's the same family. So like that family's been
For
ruling
10,000
for
Yeah, it's
10,000 years plus. Like nobody could have stepped up and taken over. That just seems crazy to me, but maybe
10,000 years ago. They're like, nothing else can be new. Nothing.
right.
Can I get
Yeah.
a new job? No. That's what your family
Yeah.
does. No new
Same
clothes.
job.
Right.
No
Make
new
clothes
friends.
forever. You're gonna wear that stupid green shirt. So you
Yeah.
guys better love it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Benny Gesserit have the same mission. The only person that I can think of who's kind of changed based off the movies is the Atreides. But we don't know. Is Kieran going to be... Right now he's the sword master, but is he still a duke? Is he going to go back to their home planet with all the water and become the duke? I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, on what you were saying about like how it seems very much the same time. As soon as they introduced that guy, I was like, Jason Momoa. It was like that far shot. Like, this could be Jason Momoa right now. You know, he was basically that character. And it felt like,
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like when he was coming
the
in,
one
he's
dude
like,
that was walking up to the palace, Desmond.
yeah, and he's like, I'm basically Jason Momoa. I'm like badass with the sword and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
It was like for a
He is
second,
just
if
like
it
a-
was Jason Momoa, I'd be like, oh, he's in this? And then be like, wait, 10,000 years? I thought, you know, that'd be my second thought.
Right. But he's totally a Momoa fill-in. You're so right. I didn't think about that.
But I did like that guy. And he set
I
that
do
kid on
too.
fire. I don't like him for that reason, but he
I like that dude. He set
Sure.
that kid on fire. That was great.
with his thoughts or something.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Is that what do you
Or
think?
his
Like, what do
he
you
has
think happened?
Benny Gesserit powers, it seems like, or something.
Yes. I think it's a red herring. I don't think that he actually has any powers. I think that he poisoned both of them, or he like injected them with something, and that they both burn up around the same time. But I don't know if he necessarily has powers to like melt people.
Yeah, it could be red herring. I don't know. I'm ignorant. I'm ignorant to the dude.
I don't know either, but
Ignorant.
I know a little bit. But yeah.
I know. I was like,
Weird.
whoa, with power like that, I'm
Go
like,
back.
is he Paul right now? Is he like modern day Paul? I was like, see the Avatar, and then this guy gets reborn, and he's Paul later.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean?
Maybe they dive into that. I don't know. It does, I know, get weird, and I'm not sure if Denis is going to continue on after Messiah, but That's why I do kind of like this show in that it's showing something different than the books. Or at least like in the main books, I guess.
Yeah.
It's kind of showing a different time period, but I'm digging it. I think the cast is good.
It's cool to have an epic sci-fi to watch as well. So, like one that's like
true.
got money put into it.
Yeah.
Made look good,
Totally. Yeah, because HBO doesn't really do that. Like Apple TV has. With like the Foundation and I guess really did Apple do Raised by Wolves? I think Apple did.
No. HBO did.
HBO did Raised
but
by
it kind of
Wolves?
fell off. But
yeah, that was
Apple
good.
also does. They do Severance. They have that Dark Matter. Like they do like weird sci-fi type of stuff. So like, this kind of does. But
yeah.
Yeah,
but pretty good. Not bad for first episode. I know, again, everybody's saying slow. I'm willing to stick it out because I'm very interested in what they're doing. And I thought like a lot of it gives me the Denis vibe. So, yeah, I'm digging it. All right, well, I think that's kind of it for tonight. I don't know if you guys got anything else you want to drop in here, but we're kind of wrapping up the year. We got some Thanksgiving coming up next week. So I don't know if we do an episode or not, but if not, we'll come back the following week, and then we don't have that many more episodes for the year. And sooner or later, we'll do our Christmas episode, and then our top picks for the Shticks 2024, which feels like, man, I remember just doing that, and here we are again.
Yeah.
So this year's flying by. It's going to be difficult because
Thomas, send Scott your list, and then so Scott can have your list. And then...
Yeah. Like always, that'd be great.
There you
shoot that over, and then I'll say it first, and then we'll go from there.
I will go first every year until you make your own list. It's gonna be funny. We'll see how many we have in common because I think we will. But the year's ending and wrapping up. All right, if you've stuck with us this long, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Share this with a friend. Follow us on the socials. We're constantly putting recaps and bonus content out there. And let us know what you think about some of the shows and other things that we talked about tonight. All right, and Scott, take it away. You frozen?
Yeah, you thought I was
frozen?
though, huh?
Thanks
for sticking it with us.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
The Joystick Show.
If you've enjoyed what you've been listening to, we'd really appreciate a follow, subscribe, and a review. Just how we like chatting with our friends, please share this with yours. Feel free to join the squad and follow us at JoyStickShow Joystick Show on Twitter and Instagram, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And if you feel like submitting topics or questions to be discussed on future episodes, you can email us at joystick.show@gmail.com. As always, thank you, peace out, and make it a great rest of your week.